What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more soft sell. And I'd like to start by giving a shout out to one of the heroes of the channel. Big shout out to you, Kim, one of my favorite people, shows up in all different deep dives, shows up in different video types, always with funny and informative comments. I was going to say funny. But yeah, comments with a lot of humor, a lot of humanity, just one of my favorite people. So big shout out to you. And she has shared This Last Night in Sodom, 1984. From Soft Cell, she mentioned that before we go through more of the 12-inch tracks, we'll go through this album. So yeah, looking forward to it, knowing that this is sort of the final tumultuous period in their initial phase. It does suggest that, maybe the themes will be more volatile, more self-destructive, and wouldn't you know, I looked in the track list, and the first track is called Mr. Self-Destruct. So it sounds on some level autobiographical. It sounds like what I've been told was sort of happening behind the scenes, hitting it a bit too hard, partying a bit too hard, fighting with the label, sort of, maybe pushing themselves to the point where, there's too much extreme behavior going on. So, yeah, knowing that these things are happening behind the scenes and, referring to an album, This Last Night in Sodom, and, if you know the biblical story, Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed because they had strayed too far away from the type of behavior that was acceptable. It all feels very self-referential, so yeah, curious to hear, whether Mark, or at the very least, a character who perhaps is sharing some experiences with Mark, is Mr. Self-Destruct, and I wonder in what way they're self-destructing. Is it their behavior where they're almost intentionally, making choices that can't be reversed and, going to extreme lengths to perhaps get themselves in trouble, like knowingly. So I do wonder what the self-destruction is. Otherwise, it's errant behavior, right? It's like you didn't try to hurt yourself, but you made a mistake, and it led to you having negative consequences. But self-destruct is to intentionally, cause yourself harm or to remove yourself from the possibility of fixing things. So let's find out what it is. This is Soft Cell. The tune is Mr. Self-Destruct, and it's the first track on their 1984 album, This Last Night in Sodom. Hello? I'm not sure what is happening. Is it? Oh, I see. I apologize. Okay.
Always the dreamer, but never the dead. You had a rocky road mapped out somewhere in your head, and one in your way was a spike in your side. With one hand in the wallet, you took them for the ride. You could look in their eyes, you perfected a line, never gave them the chance to question why. If they hit on you, then you slammed them right back to hell with the cool. It was upper attack. You should have seen you when you were 18. You were toughest little I've ever seen, and with each downfall you turned 10 foot tall, the biggest kick in the balls you've ever been.
I made my lower stomach hurt just thinking
Look at
about
the
it.
blame, and you know that you've done no pain again. Yeah, pain again. Now the Sodom, sick of the slick of the doors of discovery. You had your pick. Now they hit on you, then you hit right back. Never keeping that cool. It was upper attack. Look in the eyes, you perfected a line, and gave them the chance to question why. And they hit on you, then you slammed them right back to hell with a cool. It was upper attack. Whoa, you're feeling so tired today. Life has gone wild, no one blocks out the way. You even look good, so they say. A new piece of life flow through your body today. Nothing looks all to go by. But anyway, stuff is quick, and now go to town. Building your life up, smashing it down. Building your life up, smashing it down. Get to the sky from this back to life. System makes you a mess. Every decision, a feeling, a reason, cause it sounds out of mental distress. You can love it in the eyes, you perfected a line. Gave them the fool.
The tambourine.
Leave the cool for the fool. Leave the cool for the fool. Hey, hey. Can't escape from this phantom lie that existing makes you a mess. There's a decision of feeling a reason, causes some sort of mental distress. You can look in your eyes, you can face it in the night. Never gave them a chance to question why they hit on you, then you slam them right back to hell with the cool. It was up on attack. Hey, building your life up and smashing it down. Building your life up and smashing it down. Building your life up and smashing it down.
You are not worthy, please.
Building your life up and smashing it down. Which, sounds like self-destructing, but not, through explosives, but, actual, like, physical, kinetic destruction of your own life. So, yeah, it sounds dire, but yet the Sonics were energetic, almost, like, frantic, like they were, turned up a little bit, they were, like, a bit too caffeinated or a bit too, like, manic in, like, a sort of bipolar sense. So, yeah, very intense. I enjoyed not only Mark's vocals, which I always do, they have such like character, and you can just, feel the person coming through the vocal delivery, but I enjoyed the backing vocals too, much of which sounded like Mark, but there were a couple moments like in the second half, like, sort of as he was moving into the final part of the tune, where I wondered if that was Dave also, so maybe it was all just Mark, but there were a couple like shouted vocals where I thought maybe that was Dave. But yeah, again, I didn't catch a lot of the lines because I was partly sort of getting a sense for the frenetic, almost claustrophobic feel of this one, even though again it had a lot of energy and a lot of drive to it. But also because of the vocal like layering, I really was focusing on the sound, like the atmosphere created by the vocals. So looking forward to hearing what Kim and others have to say. But it doesn't sound good if you're, building up your life only to smash it down. So yeah, curious to hear what people have to say about the themes. An energetic opener. I like all different soft cell tracks, but my favorite, which, it wasn't the very first because I began with my copies or I think it was actually the non-stop ecstatic dancing, right? But basically with the remixes of Where Did Our Love Go and Tainted Love. But very soon, once we began like the proper deep dive, I did Frustration, and that remains probably my favorite soft cell tune, in part because it's driving, it's energetic, it's got attitude, it's got sort of this youthful rebellion to it, even though it's a song where, it's about the trappings of modern life wearing you down, even if that happens to be a bit premature. But yeah, I love that tune, and this track, a different sound, but in a way it reminded me, because it was just, restless, it was energetic and frenetic. So I enjoy when soft cell get into that more up-tempo sort of vein. But yeah, bottom line, cool album opener. Looking forward to the rest. Once again, shout out to all the people who've shared soft cell, hand solo included, and again, big shout out to Kim. So do let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.